There we go, and the game was already up.
Yeah, madness. Madness, I tell you.
We got Lil Green Martian in the chat.
Yes, we...
Evening, Lil Green Martian.
Yeah. And yes, LGM, we are ready for some power washing. We are going to wash all the things.
What are we washing? There's new stuff to wash, isn't there?
Yes, there's very new stuff.
The game informed me there's new stuff.
There's new stuff. There's new stuff, and then there's the bonus jobs that have been sitting there the whole time that we never got round to. So the question is, which ones do we want to do?
Well, let's do the new stuff first, because the bonus stuff we were going to do with Pancake, and I should harass her a little bit first.
Alright, so
that
means...
I think that's bath for beds. Yes, it is indeed Bezik's bath.
Damn you, I've bathed already this year. So we have an excavator. We have an excavator, a paintball arena, and a Spanish villa. I suppose we should just start in that order.
I guess just pick the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Hugo.
Excavator. And oh god, it's a Maureen.
Maureen, have you?
Yep, that's the name of the person who's hiring us. Right.
Oh, I thought you had a Maureen in your chat.
I might get one of those later. It's hard to tell.
I need to figure out how to join the Bezic account. Join a player's co-op game.
Yes.
There's no Bezic.
No, I have to load the map and then invite you for some reason. Okay, yeah, it's co-op. Yes, on. Oh, I've also got a bleach demon.
Well, while we wait for Baz.
It should be ready to go if it want, but now, specifically, if it invites Disco.
Players yes, join. I was going to say while we wait for Baz, I was going to shill a little bit that we've got the first of the George merch t-shirts, well, t-shirts, cups, mugs, whatever, up and running thanks to our trim.
Yay!
You can now get the George head pack.
Hey, we get our triple nozzle back.
Yes.
Excellent.
You're going to have to read us the story, I'm afraid, Bezic, because...
Yes, it's still been like that.
Actually...
Fix that. So, the full story is Maureen Hamilton. Hello, dear. Isn't it amazing what you can find in your yard when you have a little dig around? I've been having the most incredible time in mine, and as a result, there's an industrial-scale excavator on my front yard that's as filthy as you like. Do you think you could be a love and wash it down for me? Thanks a bunch, Maureen. And then we have some text messages. I'm so glad you're here. It'll likely take you a while to clean the great thing. I'll pop the kettle on the stove, make you a nice hot drink, and tell you the entire amazing story. Ooh, Disco, we're going to get a cup of tea.
I like Maureen.
because she's provided you with tea.
Offered me tea.
I'm going to go investigate the hole in the ground.
Oh, yes, I should see if I can escape from the...
there's a gnome. Hello, gnome. There's a bucket, which has physics.
Am I standing on the spade?
Yeah, not the spade, but the trowel.
Oh, okay.
But you're...
I felt really high up.
You're a foot above the dirt, so yes. And there's another gnome on the hammock. Dirty, dirty gnomes. Pick up. Ha-ha! I've got a gnome. Can I put the gnome in the bucket?
Put the gnome in the bucket.
No. That's pathetic.
Put it on the roof.
You're on the tree, apparently.
It looks like the invisible wall is around the roof.
LGM says that she'll give you tea, then read to you some of her dinosaur erotica. There's some salt and steep lore for you. Right.
Hi, Glenn.
Oh, invisible walls.
Oh, apparently I can run around the net. No, not quite around the net. Almost. I don't think I can escape this map.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shiny bucket.
It's a very shiny, boy. Ah. Remember the controls now.
That's the hard part, isn't it?
It is.
There's ore apparently stuck to the bucket.
Or is it valuable? Can we take it?
Apparently we can't take it, but we have to wash it off, so I suppose it is valuable. What was that? It's like the trees are vaguely moving. I saw motion.
Are they PNGs again?
Oh God, the ones in the distance are.
It's fine, the ones in the distance being PNGs. It's just the ones that you can walk behind.
Yeah, when you can walk behind them, that's a bit concerning.
I should be able to walk behind the PNGs, fellas.
Yeah, like, it's using sprites to save on time and resources, sure, but please don't let the player walk past them.
For no precise sake. PNGs should be in the distance.
The far distance.
One of those maps is going to take a while simply because
everything's tiny.
Little nooks and crannies.
Only you know it is.
Can't tell if Bleach is trying to be a smartass or a dumbass.
Yet he somehow manages to be both.
I mean, if he's not busy, he could have come in here and kept us company.
He is a silly Bleach.
I don't think there's a spare washer for him, but he could have kept us company.
I mean, apparently these levels will take up to 6 players, but...
Oh, will they? The new ones? Or the bonus?
Anything under that bonus menu, allegedly.
Is this under bonus?
Yes, there are another 4 slots available. Right, where is the rest of the dirt on this bucket?
Career levels.
No. That's why these are the ones we wanted to play with. What was it? Pancake you.
Pancake, yeah. Do need to harass Pancake about power washing. Now she seems to have come back and let things up and running again.
This is definitely going to be one of those levels where everything needs to be perfect around corners.
Hey, Jesus.
Oh, Maureen Hamilton is back again.
I'm at work, can't stay, but I hope you have a good stream. Thank you very much.
We have another text message from Maureen. About 5 months ago, I was rocking back and forth in my hammock, trying desperately to remember the recipe to add to a delicious broth I once had in 1983. Suddenly, something shiny caught my eye, glistening in the sun. Was it a name? I assume she'll tell us shortly.
So Maureen likes shiny things.
I mean, that does seem true to real life as well. Oh, there's the dirt.
Yeah, this is one of those tedious levels.
Yeah. We still haven't finished this bucket. It's literally the only thing you've been working on.
Are you still on the bucket, are you?
Yeah.
So your audio is below best. Let me try moving the microphone a bit closer. I don't really want to turn it up because you'll start picking up background noise. Let me know if that's any
if
better
it's
or not.
too bad, I can turn mine down a touch. I don't think I've updated the settings for this instance of IBS.
I don't necessarily know if it's that you're too loud or if it's probably actually quiet. It's kind of far away.
Bleach says better now. There we go. Problem solved.
One other thing I can probably do, actually.
Oh, for the love of...
Right now, is to just tweak the volume of the game down a bit because the power washing's a tad loud.
Yeah, I think I've got water volume set to something like 1% or whatever it is.
I don't mind the water volume, but I think it does sometimes reset, and it's like, that's really loud.
Oh, Maureen is in chat now saying she was also confused.
Maureen's both in chat and in game.
Yep.
Can Maureen confirm that she likes the shinies?
She likes the dinosaurs and the shinies. Oh, there it is. Is that the dirt? For fuck.
Hugo says, "They call coffee cup with Gib, breed Kib's cup. We could get a cup with Kibs and a pencil."
Speaking of coffee cups and things, is any of the merch that you got Shim to draw for you?
Breed Kib's cup.
Coffee cups? Yeah, I heard that coming.
Sorry, the text-to-speech went over you. What did you say?
Speaking of coffee cups, is any of the lovely, lovely King George merch coffee cups?
Yes, actually. I believe so. And I believe Hugo asked the other day about prices for shipping. So I have actually put it on multiple sites now because I'm not sure, but I do know that
I can confirm that Teespring is fucked.
.co.uk, and I'm like, okay, I will try and figure out it being on different sites just in case it's kind of expensive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when a certain flower cannibalism related podcast did merch and things, and it was like more for the bloody postage than the item. I realised that Teespring was a bit rich.
To be fair, I believe that was more of a supplier.
Yeah, it's definitely a supplier issue, but Teespring's shipping is absolutely insane. Just in general. It's kind of frustrating.
I added it to Teespring, and I think Spreadshop is the other one. So hopefully one of them will deliver to different areas and not be massively expensive. Didn't like the cat. Oh, how can you not like King George?
I think that's treason, Disco.
It might very well be. I'll pay up front if you promise to design it. I would have to check with Kip, to be honest, because it is, we're talking Kip's intellectual property there.
What's that, Disco? You don't want to just steal people's intellectual property and make merch out of it? Bleach is bonking the treason.
We'll be adding the other ones to merch, though. I'm not sure in what order, because it takes a little while to set up each one and make sure that it looks good on the merch.
It's a pain.
But there is a little trim one. There's an angry trim, which I think is quite cute as well.
Maureen Hamilton's back. As I started to dig, I thought it might be an old tin of soup that I didn't like and had thrown out the window. Probably vegetable. I get angry as soon as I see the label. They don't even try to make it tasty.
I know how she feels.
But no, something far, far stranger than that. And we won't find out for another 20% of the job. Oh, all the rollers are individual. That's... Of course they are. Why would I think differently?
Yeah.
Why would I be silly and think anything different?
Hugo says, well, I promised to buy and didn't. Hugo, you're under no obligation to buy any merch. Here's some compensation. Well, thank you. And by the way, Cube's cheeks belong to everyone. His cheeks might belong to everyone, but his character is his intellectual property. So I would have to speak to him.
Well, promised to buy
Oh,
and
there
didn't.
we go.
Here's some compensation. And by the way, Keith's cheeks belong to everyone.
Honestly, that's the least mangled I think that text-to-speech has ever been.
I think it's funny when it tries to read out the emojis.
It is. It's ridiculous.
It's like eggplant. No, it wouldn't let people super chat the eggplant emoji, would it?
No, it wouldn't.
People were trying, he wouldn't let them.
Which is some bollocks, I reckon. If people want to give money to Eggplant, I'd be happy to take their money.
Well, apparently, Susan disagrees. What's your head? That guy doesn't look very healthy. Also, if you're hitting your head on something that low, you practically have to limbo under it. Like, you deserve the concussion.
I mean, it could just be accurate to your height.
I mean, I could maybe just about bump my head on it if I jumped up.
It's okay, we've got a steppy stool.
We got on my tippy toes. Did you hose Bezic down yet? Oh, well, we do have the 3-1
Right.
now.
No, woman.
We can make sure he
Be gone
gets
with you.
a good bath. Chat wants you to have your bath.
Chat doesn't get a vote. Damn you, woman, I'm working. Oh, this is going to be...
Make sure he gets a good shampoo in.
Right. Damn you. I'm flying away.
There we go.
Oh. Help, I'm being oppressed.
I did promise in the title the Bez would have a bath.
Damn you. Well, apparently the track didn't need to be perfect. Yeah, if you can see that sticker, you've already fucked up.
Yeah, have you seen it?
I have now.
See you later, excavator.
Yep.
That's just the sticker on the back. Bez is getting power washed. Yep, Bez got power washed and shampooed.
I did not consent to this.
Do you know
I'm going to
what
report...
I think the next game needs to be? Because it keeps coming up on like Facebook and recommended on YouTube, and sometimes you just end up watching them because they're fascinating. Is these rug cleaning videos?
Oh, yes. Oh, Maureen
like,
Hamilton's back.
We need that. We need PowerWash Simulator, but that.
Rug cleaning simulator. Oh, there's got to be a
Yes.
shitty Unity's version of that somewhere.
I imagine so.
Maureen Hamilton, the first thing I saw once I got my trowel into the ground was a tooth. But not the tooth of a vole or rabbit or even a tyrannosaur. Oh, God. What's it gonna be, aliens?
I don't know.
No, this...
Could be alien.
Oh, no, this
Alien
one was
black.
even stranger than that. Was much stranger than even that. Ugh.
I haven't seen the cat in this level yet.
Oh, I realised that this was going to be a big and curious job.
Was it a gnome?
Could be. I was going to need something heavy duty to get this thing out. Uh-oh. Is she talking about the excavator? There's no sign of what she was talking about in the hole, is there?
I
No.
mean, that's maybe why it's so dirty. Cause
But how
it
does it
doesn't
get
go
that
out of the
dirty?
hole.
This hole's like 2 scoops of that bloody thing.
Maybe it was in the hole.
Yeah, that's it. It was the whole excavator was in the hole. That makes more sense, doesn't it?
Like, I found this excavator under my house.
I mean, a free excavator would be pretty cool.
But yeah, I think we should find a rug washing simulator. And if one doesn't exist, I want to know why.
There's got to be one. Someone in chat, Google for us and see if it's a thing. Because there's all sorts of silly thing-watching simulators.
I kind of hope there is. I've been watching them and I'm like, these are actually really kind of satisfying to watch.
They are.
So I'm just like, you're never gonna get that one clean, mate. And he's just like,
Yeah.
he just gets that little machine out.
Yep. Then they
What's
put
that
them in the
power wash
tumbler.
the rug?
It's amazing how they go from completely filthy pitch black.
Mm.
What's the sticker on the back?
Uh,
That's the one you read out earlier.
Yeah. Second ad says some crappy mobile game apparently.
Ah.
Not really looking for a mobile one. So this is what the power wash devs need to make now.
Yes. Ooh, maybe in one of the houses coming up we'll get a rug.
You might.
That would be nice. Well, if Pancake ever shows up, we get a space rover,
We do.
which I'm looking forward to.
There is that grass cutting simulator that looks fairly good, but then it's not multiplayer.
Yeah. If only it was, it'd be fun to have someone run around on the mower or someone else weed whacks or something, you know, like in real life.
Mhm. A bit of a shame, 'cause I think Pancake sent me that, and she was like, "Oh, this would be good," and I was like, "Ah, it's single player though."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, Maureen Hamilton's back. After moving several tons of dirt, I revealed a huge pendulous arm. Did she literally find the excavator in that hole in a...
Maybe. So she started with that little like trowel, and she's like, "Oh my god, what's down here?"
Further down,
then she
an
pulls it
enormous
up.
body. It's literally the excavator, isn't it?
Wouldn't be surprised. That explains why it's a story. Dad says you're only excavating right if your excavator looks like this afterwards.
Yeah. Many more tons later, and I'd managed to finally free the entire thing and pivot it out onto the road. It's literally the excavator. Come on, say it, woman.
It does seem to be the excavator.
Yep, that's right. As incredible as it sounds, with just my trowel and shovel, I excavated this excavator.
I told you with the trowel.
Yeah, with a little trowel. How did it fit in that hole? There's some space magic bullshit going on here.
Hole with that little trowel.
Mm-hmm.
And discovered an excavator. I'm impressed.
There's some timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly shit going on here, I tell you. Because there's no way this fit in that hole.
I'm just impressed.
Mm.
Vezzik's just jealous that he hasn't found an excavator.
Oh, there's a sticker that says don't ride in the bucket. And yes, I do want an excavator. Who wouldn't?
Please Steven's trying out all the emojis to see what the text-to-speech could read out.
At least let him post the thing.
Yeah, let him post the eggplant. Like, I'm sure last time someone said they tried to post it, it didn't let them.
Yeah, and I'm sure it was the super chats in YouTube that were the issue.
I think it was Earl was trying to post it. We'll soon see. It catches up a couple minutes after it's posted.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting when it finally shows up.
Eggplant video game Sweden person cooking monkey person shrugging bikini chicken shrimp microbe radioactive transgender symbol.
I mean, video game Sweden chef monkey. Is this the Sultan server we're talking about here?
Video game. I thought it was just Trim.
I mean, Trim specifically, but then there's also Monkey.
That's true. But it's video game Sweden chef. That's Trim.
Yep.
Monkey. Yep.
Yep.
What was the next one?
A woman, possibly? Ah! I've fallen off my bucket.
Could be Arch. Arch is not a chef. Arch likes to eat food. Arch does not like to cook food.
Eating's the best part. Eh.
Oh my god, 95%.
Ah! Ah, fiddly bloody
If it's fiddly, get the swirly out.
Yeah, if the swirly could even get even the swirly struggles. Need the angle, damn you. There we go. It's always a matter of the right angle.
We're gonna take the opportunity to get the 3-prong out.
Mmm. Ah, dear. Clean. How are you not clean yet?
You look clean, cab window.
Ah!
Climb.
Good thing there's no fall damage, or I'd be in serious states.
Imagine if you could die playing PowerWash. It's like,
It would. Ah, Prime Knight's popped up. Finally I can chat. What's happening, my fellow sophists? Sophists.
apparently we found a free excavator that was in that hole.
This lady found this whole excavator in that hole there. Don't ask how. Oh, no, sorry. I do ask how because she dug it up with this little trowel right here.
I think that's impressive.
It is.
She also might be a witch.
I mean, in this game, that's basically guaranteed. And she wouldn't even be the first. Or the second.
What still needs your body needs?
Yes, I could add on. I power washed this excavator. I only died 5 times.
That would be an achievement.
Yeah.
Arch would probably run amok if he had to make the patient himself. He'd probably cry. Arch having to make his own pastries, he'd be very sad.
Wee.
Real body.
Oh.
There should be. Aha.
Aha. Clean, damn you. Right, what are we missing? Still missing part of the booms. I think that's in here, yes. Where all that dirt is. Prime says that one looks quite modern. I can't have been there before development of the area. Who the F buries a digger in their backyard? Doctor Who's spatial magic. I did say it was timey-wimey wibbly-wobbly bullshit.
You did. Forget you can't climb someone else's ladder.
They still haven't fixed that.
If you place the ladder, I can't climb it.
They keep putting out DLCs for the Mun-Muns, but they don't spend any of it on fucking fixing this basic shit.
To be fair, like, I think they've only charged for one DLC.
Was it just the one? Yeah, I think it was just the one so far.
To be less fair, the paid DLC was the worst of them.
It literally was the worst DLC so far. That SpongeBob one was woefully disappointing.
It was. And it was the only one that they've actually charged us for.
Mm-hmm.
Quite,
Boom cylinder brackets. What the hell are they?
I expect they will charge for the 40k one.
I would not be surprised.
There's no way Games Workshop has let them use that without charging them a hefty price, and so they're gonna have to pass it on.
Yeah, that's going to be quite an expensive one, I think.
Yeah, Back to the Future might be free.
Might, yeah. But I hope so. Because I'm going to enjoy washing the DeLorean. It's going to be better than washing that bloody invisible boat.
Ah, that was weird. Yeah, the DeLorean. What else is going to be for washing in that, though?
Yeah, what else?
Marty's house, maybe?
Maybe, but it's not really iconic. I wonder if there's going to be a city street, you know, like where Biff goes into the pile and like, It's probably going to be a poo truck.
Maybe.
I reckon they got maybe something in the Wild West.
Maybe.
Oh, they'll probably do the train.
Or the clock tower.
Oh yeah, the clock tower's gonna. Is a good one. Yeah, Bleach has just said clock tower. This damn boom cylinder is dirty somewhere.
I see excavator died how many? Please says. Died how many? I don't know.
I don't know what he's on about either.
I don't understand. Oh, I think I just accidentally cleaned the thing you were trying to clean.
Yep. So what next? Cab wing mirror. Okay.
Wing mirror.
There we go.
Yep,
Main
yeah.
body filter. Aha, that'll be up there. Yep, it was.
Rear
Rear
light.
lights. Huh. Thought you would have got them already. Yeah.
I thought I would have got them too, but apparently not.
Track upper roller on one of the sides. Ah. So that one?
Oops.
No, not these ones. Must be one of these ones. Aha. Yes, I can see some dirt from this side. Clean you. Bleach says maybe the high school auditorium from Back to the Future. 2. And Prime Knight says he found a child net search alert. It warned the parent that their child had searched how to teach crabs to read. Oh, and we got I got an achievement, side hustle, complete a bonus job.
Yay. Overview? I cannot remember how to get to this.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Oh, resume job. I actually wanted to watch the. Probably open the tablet to continue. That's what I did. I'd like to watch the thing.
It should. You should be in the top right of the picture on the overview page. No, it's not showing the time lapse. That's lame.
Laddie, to tell this guy, I have a question. Do you want or have you eaten horse meat? I don't think I've ever had horse meat.
That depends. Have you ever had meatballs from IKEA?
I don't know that I necessarily care. Like, I remember the scandal a while back, and like everybody was just like, "Oh my god, horse meat!" I think the biggest problem was that nobody knew where it come from, or if it was like farmed properly.
Yeah.
It's like this. Like, where did this horse meat come from? I think was the biggest problem. But I've had a bunch of exotic meats, which Bezic are probably going to be like, that's not exotic meat, that's dinner. But
look, if it's got 2 or 4 legs, it goes on the plate. And we won't talk about the long pig.
The long pig.
So I've
had kangaroo, I've had ostrich, I've had alligator.
Nice choices.
The alligator was just weird.
So do we want the paintball arena next, or the Spanish villa?
I do not mind. You could just pick one.
Paintball arena sounds like it's going to be fun. It'll look good during the washing.
I haven't had emu bleach, but I have had ostrich. Alligator chicken of the swamp.
All right.
It's a very
Did it bring
weird
disco
meat.
with me? It did.
This is
this is yes. I was hoping it'd be like this. This is beautiful.
Now want to wash it off.
No, it kind of does look fantastic, doesn't it? Oh, Dan Van Beethoven. Okay. So yeah, blah 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 blah. Welcome, PowerWasher, to the home of splattered dreams and bruised egos, the Muckingham Mustangs paintball. I'm sure this commission must come as something of a surprise. After all, what alerts you to the fact that you're entering the fray better than being surrounded by the vestiges of years of combat? I, for one, feel all the hairs on my neck, back, and shoulders bristle as soon as I see that minecart caked in the misses of my enemies. But needs must, we have a score to settle with the Detergento Dragon Slayers. Is that our neighbouring town? Detergento. And for this, we're going to need a completely saltless battlefield, 100 shots each, count the hits and the misses, one winner, no arguments. And the messages... I'm not a sentimental person, nothing could be further from the truth, but it's still going to be sad seeing all these amazing memories get washed away. Do you want to hear some stories about them? No, not particularly.
Yeah, I think we're going to get to.
So,
says, me and Barch are trying to get kids to eat horse meat. Very chewy meat. I live in Texas, so we eat, well, everything. And most animals in the world are raised in Texas. Fair enough. I don't know how you would get Kib to see if it was Bart, you would just put it in a pastry and you gobble it up.
I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of pastries for that. We'll have to ask
pizza.
Trim.
Maybe if you put it on pizza, Kib would eat it.
Or Saroni.
Yeah. Yeah, horse-a-roni pizza, something.
The paint's coming off quite quickly. It's nice.
It is.
Ooh.
Only goes on pizza, but he says.
Ah, lovely.
Yeah, I kind of missed I haven't been able to get kangarooming over here for a while. Because there used to be like an international market near me, and so they'd have like exotic meat. But I haven't seen anything like that in years. I might have to make Bezic send me kangaroo.
Not sure how it would survive the trip, but already.
That's true. I know they used to kind of like vacuum pack it or something.
Ah, dear.
Bezic send me meat. This kangaroo steak is actually really nice.
Prime Knight wants me to send you some of the musk-flavoured candy we've got here.
Musk-flavored candy.
Here you go.
How do you know what flavor Elon Musk is? I need to know.
I think it's depression and communism. No, you guys have something vaguely similar over there already. I think they're called Parma Violets.
Maybe.
And
yeah, that sounds familiar.
It's basically just a different flavouring and a different form factor. Rather than being whatever the shape those things are, it's in a like star-shaped stick.
Okay. Lazzy says the joke, Bezic, is if you want art, see anything, just grind it and put it in a pastry pocket thing.
Yes, I got that joke.
Boris does like his pastries.
I'm sure we could convince Trim to make him some horse pastry and take it over the border.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's Kib that won't eat it.
Oh, Disco.
I'm saying pizza. Kib.
Over here.
What have you found?
I'm sure you must have seen it, but this is fucking hilarious. The sheriff's office.
Oh, funny.
I thought you'd like that. We've got the general store, of course.
Oh. Hitting the wrong button.
So what does the sign say?
I like this map.
This is a good map. It's not being too stupid about the thingy, the completion rate.
It's also one of those maps that it's really satisfying to do a surface.
Yeah, because it's not stuck on super hard, so you can just do nice broad strokes.
It's right underneath as well. I approve of this.
This is a good map.
Particular
We need more like this.
map. I suppose the other way to get Kib to to do it is just Kib always has a price. Kib always has a price. Especially when he's got his game to fund. You just need to figure out what that price is and crowdfund it. And he'll do as he's told.
Yeah. It's kind of like Trim and Furry Porn. He's not saying no, he's just saying he's got a price.
He's just saying it might be expensive.
We need to find a suspiciously wealthy furry and make Trim an offer he can't refuse. I've got the perfect idea for the art to go with that, a horse in bed with a mafia member. There's some furry porn for Trim to draw.
He'll cry all the way through drawing it. But
that
like,
just makes it better.
Money, though.
Well, that's when we force him to stream it.
Force him to stream it. Poor Trim.
Yeah. That reminds me, the slacker hasn't sent me any more time lapses yet. I'm gonna have to yell at him about that later. If he wants me to edit things and edit time lapses and put them on his channel, he kind of has to send them to me.
Yeah, because I had a feeling he wanted to put the commission that he did for me on his channel, because he was like, "Can I go on the channel?" I'm like, "If you want." Why not? Honestly, why not?
Yeah.
So I was somewhat surprised he hasn't time-lapsed it, but...
I'm sure it will happen eventually, but he's just being a slack ass. I'll have to yell at him later. He paid the big money for music as licenses as well, so he kind of needs to get the value out of those.
I thought he was having so much fun fighting the Chinese, though.
Oh, yes, the freaking Chinese.
And the Chinese were like, "This is ours."
No, that was actually made by the American Navy.
It's quite clearly not yours.
Yeah, and of course, they didn't just... They let it sit there until it timed out because they're that kind of criminal scum.
Of course they did. I hate that. I hate that YouTube can let people do that. And I understand they want to give people revenues to, because people do steal stuff, absolutely.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just like, they should have to
own the stuff?
Well, yes, they should have to own the stuff. They should have to answer when there's actually a dispute. They screw people over. Like, even if it does eventually get released, like, it can screw you over.
And it's just frustrating that you've got to sit there dealing with it. At least it's not as bad as the time he accidentally started streaming from Spotify. Because there's some playlists you're allowed to use, but then he accidentally just went into another playlist, and I had to remove like 6 different freaking songs in YouTube's editor.
Rim. That sounds like something Trim would do. Trim's like singing along to his favorite pop artist.
Yeah.
God, I remember this one. This was top of the charts. And Bezik's like, for fuck's sake.
Well, Bezik didn't notice because Bezik didn't have the stream playing. Well, playing audibly. So I couldn't hear the backing track. It's like, yeah, he's got a backing track. It'll be fine, right? No, it's Trim.
Why did you let Trim in charge of the music?
I don't know. I gave up.
I found the gnome. Bezik. Found the gnome.
Gnome in minecart. But can we push the minecarts? Gnome. Haha.
My timer should have went off.
Hmm.
How was my timer not gone? Oh, apparently it just stopped. That's fantastic.
There we go.
Imagine if I actually needed that timer to do a blood test.
Oh, dear.
Not as if I needed that phone. Don't you worry.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Phone.
It's not remotely just anything important.
I would threaten the phone, but it's already had to have a massive repair this week. An entire new screen.
Oh, ow.
I opened a cupboard, something fell out, landed. Of course, it landed on the phone screen.
Of course. Why would it do anything but?
Smithereens. So it's just like, it looked like it'd been shot at.
That's
fantastic.
Yeah, the charging port on my phone's failed, and I'm sitting there like, do I attempt to have it repaired? Do I get a new phone? Or do I just sit here and suffer with wireless charging?
At least you can use the wireless charging.
Something at least.
My big problem was that, like, it wasn't even usable. Like, the screen was so done, it wasn't, I couldn't see anything. And I'm like, I only had this phone like 2 months.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah. People were like, oh, just get a new phone.
Sad disco noises.
It's so new, I didn't have a phone case for it yet. So I shall be investing in a phone case, I think, just as soon as I can. I might even get one of Trim's designs on it. Because why not?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Get myself a King George commission on there.
It's just a shame that all the merch companies are up themselves about what they'll allow. Like, okay, sure, make sure you've got all the copyrights sorted out, that's fine, but...
Then they start getting political. And
yeah.
Like, you're just there to host.
Yeah.
Like, just... Unless it...
Unless
really bad.
Unless it obviously breaks the law.
Breaks copyright. Like, just leave it alone. If you don't touch any of them, then no one can accuse you of taking sides or...
Yep, you can't be accused of being a publisher if you're not publishing. Oh, Dan Van Beethoven's back again. See that purple blob just on the top corner of the cactus? Oh my god, we're going to get like that. That's probably my favourite splat here from back when we were the Muckingham Manticores. Oh, there's a $5,000 reward for the gnome. Where's the gnome? I'm taking the gnome to the sheriff's office.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on. Come on, give me money. Look, Sheriff, I've got the bloody gnome. Give me money. Money! Oh, anyway, so Dan says, Megan missed the captain of the Dragon Slayers had sprung out of the fort with only one thing on his mind, my demise. So I instinctively surged into my signature forward roll. Split second later, his shot was on the cactus whilst mine was a clean hit on the shin. Oh my god, he's one of those kinds of guys. Okay.
Where is our little boat, Jeff? Is he back on the boat?
Yeah, he's on the boat, being all boating.
seems to be on the boat a lot. Have we not managed to take him to land yet so that we can play,
We've got so many games that we're waiting on for him to play.
Yeah. Although we don't need him for Space Engineers.
No.
But really good set up the server for that.
Though I am contemplating just dragging him along to chat while I do that, one of the single-player scenarios that's built into the game. But,
then that's another thing that relies on Trip.
Well, that's it. It's not. Fortunately, it's not something I'm taking too seriously. I just can't be asked to do it myself on my own. Dear.
But yeah, Bleach and I had a quick kind of play on another. Well, I say server, it wasn't really a server, just co-op. And you think we've got things a bit more figured out?
Yeah, I've been doing
everything from when we played it last.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of we'll call it research, by which I mean watching videos and poking around. And I think I've got a much better idea as well. The build plan
Our starting area last time was just like, because when we landed, we were in the most lovely place.
Yeah, like I've been looking at things like, can we spawn on Disco? Yes, we probably could if we wait.
Yeah, you can. When you that was really funny.
You need to
can
go
bring down the spawn distance and basically have new people spawn on top of you, which I did, and then Bleach didn't see me and he ran away to another waypoint.
Of course
like 3
he did.
kilometers away.
Oh, Bleach.
And he got there and he's like, wait, this isn't you. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you spawned next to me. And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
Bleach Demon. Oh, it was 30 kilometers. Sorry.
Of course it was. Yeah.
My bad. Bleach says, Space Engineers, when? Well, I'm up for playing whenever, really. But any day I set at this point is tentative.
Yeah.
Because this baby girl's gonna come out at any point.
Dear. We also need to look into, when Trim gets back, like a season 2 of Valheim.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I can set any day really as tentative as long as I know in advance. But I mean, if she starts coming out before then, I may have to delay.
Yeah. Although, at least it's a good excuse, unlike certain other people who have abandoned me for the weekend.
But I don't know when Bleach is available, because I believe he goes away.
Well, it's Bleach we're waiting on. He works all over the place. When clients want something, Bleach has to go.
Unfortunately, it might be quite difficult to build in Space Engineers and have baby at the same time.
Does make life a little harder.
Once she's out, if she's settled, we can probably stream for a couple of hours. As long as it's something I can kind of temporarily wander away from and stream someone else's screen if she gets a bit uppity.
Well, I suppose that's the advantage of things like Space Engineers and Valheim.
Yeah.
You can just go sit AFK in a cockpit or something, in a chair somewhere.
Well, what I'd probably do is have you stream to Discord and just grab that stream from you.
Well, it makes life easy enough.
Quick.
Yeah.
Just so that people are not staring at me AFK while I'm like, I need to make the baby stop yelling.
Yeah. But at least with that, with those games, the beauty is Bleach and I can still run around in the background while you keep baby alive.
Yeah.
And I mean, if we start Valheim again too, we could do Valheim when Trim's here and Space Engineers when he's away.
Yeah.
Though we've got to train him to stay near cameras.
I know, right?
I'm having so much fun, guys! That's great, no one can see you.
I suppose that's an option. Have Trim stream to Discord while I have to see the baby, and then just
Yeah, that could work.
allow Chad to see what crazy stuff Trim is doing. Trim Cam.
Yeah, Trim Cam. Oh dear.
Nicholas is re-rising. Could we get streamed? It could. I think it's got new content actually since I played it last.
Yeah, V-Rising was something that I was considering if it ever comes out of early access as a completed game.
Honestly, it's quite good even as it is now.
Well, that's something.
But I suppose it depends if you're interested in it in early access or not.
I've been bitten too many
But
times.
what's there is pretty good, to be honest.
That's good. So it's at least worth the money even if it progresses no further, which is the bare minimum you want.
Honestly, there's quite a lot of stuff to do in it. Not one of those games where you immediately kind of feel like you've done it all after a couple of days.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to revisit that anyway.
Speaking of streams with the Trim, we've been desperately searching for co-op games and we have stumbled across Sniper Elite 4. So we're going to go shoot Hitler in the balls.
As this, I take it you've got near the end of Halo now.
We have completed the Halo, actually. I think that was like the day before he went back. But yes, we have completed Halo, and if Trim ever shows up again, we're going to do a review of the Master Chief Collection. Ah, the cat paw prints are up here.
See, I really, 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 really want to see you and Trim play. Keep talking and nobody dies.
I think everyone wants to see that, but Trim just refuses.
To buy the game, and Trim was like, Trim won't play it. And I'm like, Trim, you're not understanding that this wasn't a request. And he said, I'm not very good at them. And I'm like, that's what makes it entertaining me.
Chat's screaming for Earth Defense Force, and yes, that is on the list. Because I want to see Trim screaming at spiders.
I think Trim bought that, because last time it went on sale, I waved in his face again and was like, Trim, I bought a game. And
yes, I'm pretty sure we forced him to buy it.
Yeah, so Earth Defense Force is a good one. I absolutely love that game.
Yeah.
I've
played 4, I think. And I think I eventually gave up because of I can't even remember why. But
I think Trim would like what's it called? Deep Rock Galactic.
Yes. I think Trim's got Deep Rock Galactic.
He might enjoy being a mining dwarf.
I think he would enjoy being a dwarf immensely. I think Deep Rock Galactic's definitely been on the list for a while. Basically, what we're waiting for is Trim to come back, Bleach to not be busy, and for the baby to not be busy. Oh, Dan Van Beethoven's back. I had so many epic encounters with the Miggy. Who the hell is Miggy? I'm sure he'll tell us. People would always say how evenly matched we were.
That's nice.
Yeah. It's incredible how many times it would end up with just the two of us left battling it out.
But then I wonder why he thinks that we care.
I would definitely love to know why things you care. Always one eye on the prize and the other on each other's torsos.
That sounds a bit gay.
It does. Because I was going to say, I tend to get in trouble when I keep one eye on people's torsos. The women really don't like it for some reason. It's just rude, I think.
Well, see, now you can use the gender crap against them and just be like, I'm sorry, I didn't want to assume your pronoun.
I didn't. Sorry, I didn't want to assume your gender and treat you like a woman.
I didn't want to say. Now that I know, I'll absolutely cease. But I mean,
how was I to know? It's current year. Actually, speaking of, I ran into a perfect example of a literal they them the other day. At the working at the frigging hardware store of all places.
Oh no!
And of course, they had their name tag with their stupid, non-normal name. Yep, they had their pronouns. Are they them? They had a little rainbow sticker, and then they had a freaking rainbow wristband. I'm like, oh my god, it's a freak.
It's always amazing when you find them out in the wild.
The best part is, from like half the store away, I'm like, that looks you could just tell. I'm like, is that a non-binary TM? Arrive, name tag, they them. Ah, crap, of course it is.
It does always kind of amuse me when, you walk into somewhere and you're like, I wonder how many genders they've collected. Like Pokemon.
There's like 102 now. That's recognised by the UK government.
Oh god, I thought it was like 72.
It's like 102 now. According to the article we covered a few weeks back on Sultans, where a woman had her life-saving surgery cancelled after she objected to not receiving same-sex care, after a nurse who was not on her care team barged into her room and refused to leave, and of course they had bright red lipstick and a deep voice. So after this rando barged in to the room and refused to leave, she complained to the hospital and demanded that she receive same-sex care, a thing she's allegedly entitled to under the law.
What a bigot.
Yeah, what a bigot. Well, that's what she was. She was called an entitled little brat by some UK presenter who runs around on Twitter with her tits out. But yeah, they cancelled her surgery for demanding what she's entitled to under the UK's silly little laws.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, I think we went over this on Sultans. These guidelines are not actually
legal.
They're not just legal guidelines. They're basically they're
NHS
whichever
policy.
activist group has kind of tried to impose them onto the NHS, and it's so it's not actually an official body that come up with these things. And yet some of the NHS places have started to do it, and it's well, no, if for whatever reason, you should be able to say, look, I don't want this person.
Well, you should be able to refuse care from anyone for any reason, even if it would normally be discrimination, even by their standards. It's personal care, for God's sake. You should be allowed to decide who looks at your hoo-ha.
As we talked about, because one of the things that really angered me was the dementia thing. They were like, oh, even if somebody has dementia, it's not an excuse. I was like, no, it absolutely is an excuse. Because I used to care for people with dementia. And there were some people that, they were women. I was a woman. I couldn't care for them. Or at least do personal care for them. Because for whatever reason, they didn't like my face. Must have reminded them of someone or... And that's enough. And it's like, well, I can go in there and I can upset them and they can get, angry and distraught because they just don't like my face. Or I can go and care for the lady down the hallway and let somebody else care for this person.
Yeah, but nowadays, if the little old lady, yeah, but instead, now if the little old lady objects to the nurse with the bright red lipstick and a beard touching her, she's a bigot and she'll be punished. Like, they literally say they'll punish them.
Stupid. It's abusive.
Yeah.
Your feelings don't come first in that scenario. You're the caregiver. Your feelings don't come first. Like, sure, you shouldn't be hit or abused in any way for doing your job, but at the same time, like, your feelings don't come first.
Yeah.
If somebody doesn't,
your feelings literally don't matter.
Especially because you're a ma'am in a wig. Then I'm sorry. If the dementia patient has noticed that you're a ma'am and is uncomfortable with that and doesn't understand it, then just go and care for someone else.
Well, if the good news is we've got an article coming up this Saturday from Posey Parker posted.
Oh, really?
Yep, talking about why it should be mandatory, why same-sex care should be mandatory. Because turns out when the vegetable has a baby, there was no consent involved.
Yeah, that was a bit much. I don't know that I would say mandatory.
It should be the default.
Maybe in cases where you've got someone that vulnerable that literally can't tell you if abuse has happened, that you should default to same-sex care. I don't know that necessarily it needs to be mandatory.
Yeah, maybe not mandatory is the right word, but maybe default's a good idea.
Very good male nurses and male doctors out there that, in some cases, I've heard women, say that they prefer like a male OB because they feel more listened to, whereas women might dismiss them because they're like,
on their own experience.
I have one of those too, and it didn't hurt when it happened to me. And I said, well, it's hurting when it's happening to me. So, like,
and the guy will just be like, yeah, if you say so.
If you say it hurts, I believe you. So, like, I know there are some people who do actually kind of prefer to have a, opposite sex doctor, and that's fine. But yeah, in the case of the vegetative state, maybe you should default to it because, well, they can't tell you if there's been abuse.
Until the kid gets born, and so apparently they never notice throughout the whole 9 months.
Blake says, I had a female doctor do some work for me. Easier to tell her about what needed to happen than a male doctor. But yeah, I don't think it necessarily needs to be mandatory, but in vulnerable situations, it should probably be the default.
Yeah, and it should definitely be never be a problem with someone requesting it or demanding it.
The thing is, I think with that, because I know what woman you're talking about. I don't necessarily know what article you're going to read, but I know what woman you're talking about. And the article I'd read, her family had actually requested that the caregivers be same-sex. However, the nursing staff were on different rules. And so because the nursing staff are the ones that are supposed to go in and give the medication and whatnot rather than the personal care.
Yep.
So different rules because they're not doing personal care. And this piece of shit gone in and just abused that.
Yeah. The art of scumbaggery. What? Like, the left are so quick to go, that's right, well, this had better be bloody charged as rape, and in fact we'll send to Scotland to be charged in Hamza Yusuf's juryless rape courts.
Well, it's pretty, like, it's one of those cases where how do you ever defend that? Like, a kid fell out of it.
Yeah.
and the kid has your DNA, mate. Like, you better just plead guilty and hope for a plea deal. I don't know what. Like, you can't really defend against that. It's like, I didn't do it. Well, she didn't consent because she can't.
Yep.
And she's
We
never
know
been
you
able
did
to.
it. The only question was whether she consented. And vegetable.
She can't consent.
Yeah.
Because she is unable. We know you did it because this baby fell out, and this baby's your kid. So.
Yep. Well, there's no possible argument, but I'm sure they'll try.
I'm sorry, but just take the plea deal, my dude.
Well,
for the best.
It depends if they can call it a sexual emergency or not, doesn't it?
I suppose.
Because apparently that makes it fine.
He didn't know what he was doing was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's the story coming. I don't know if you've. You probably have. I probably sent it to you. The one in France at the moment. That poor woman's just woke up. The
that one. The one who was broomsticked.
Yeah, I just can't even imagine. You know, you're in your house at night and somebody breaks into your house specifically to assault you with a broom.
Yeah, it's wild. See, that's why you can't. The government should let you protect yourself. No, it's illegal. And I'm so sick of people being like, "Oh, but technically you're allowed to use reasonable." No, I don't care about reasonable. If someone has announced hostile intent, a minigun should be an acceptable answer.
Yeah, like reasonable force, like. I mean, and given his intent and what he did to her, like, I don't know where reasonable force stops. Reasonable force stops when somebody comes in and pulls me off him.
Well, it should apply to all home invasions because you cannot possibly know their intent, that you can do anything you damn well feel like.
That isn't someone who's coming to rob you. That's not somebody who's even just coming to shoot you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's someone who came in to brutally torture you.
Yep. And how can you tell which type it's going to be? You can't, so you should be entitled to assume the worst and react appropriately.
Mm-hmm. I mean, nobody's ever broken into your house with good intentions.
No.
Like, let's be honest, they're not there for a party.
Yeah. But no, I can't. Well, it's like that little shitbag TikToker in the UK that was just walking into people's houses randomly. Bet that fucker wouldn't try that in Texas.
I bet he wouldn't. But then there's
at least not a second time.
There's no deterrent because he got told not to do it again, that he would be in contempt of court.
So,
what did he do? He did it again and nothing happened.
Yes, LGM.
Luckily for his victims, he was just trying to annoy them. But they don't know that.
It very... Like, that's not... Those little shitbags could easily have turned violent if someone had actually done what they're supposed to, grabbed the little shits and thrown them down the stairs. And yes, LGM, I did remember the little dirtbag's name, but I'm not going to dignify the piece of shit with mentioning it.
Tiger Dad says, reasonable force is when he's on the floor unconscious. Yeah, but he might still be wiggling.
No.
So, he might still be wiggling. If he's still wiggling, he could get back up again.
You need to stop the threat, and if they're breathing, they're a threat. I see you've acquired a cat and a jack.
I have. Meow. I don't know which one's more here. Meow.
That cat sounds suspicious.
Meow. Little Greek motion says, "Kitty."
It's very suspicious sounding, kitty. Damn it.
But yeah, I think by the time sometimes you've actually worked out what their intentions are, I mean, assuming the UK police wouldn't punish you regardless, even if they were stabbing you and you happened to stab them back with something.
Oh, yeah.
But like,
Funnily
by the
enough,
time
that's
you
gone to
figured out,
quarters before.
by the time you've figured out what their intentions are, like, it could be far too late.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't.
You know, by the time that guy's got the broom in his hands and he's pulling your clothes off,
It's
like,
too late. Yeah.
it's probably too late to stop him.
Well, what about that other article? I don't know if you saw it, about the totally innocent person who climbed the ladder and then lit a woman, stabbed a woman trying to get in for his ex-girlfriend.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
I think it was from France, because of course it was. But a usual suspect for France was trying to break into the home of his, or the house his ex-girlfriend was in. Her friends were on the veranda yelling at him to F off. He climbs up a ladder that's there for some reason. Please lock up your ladders, folks. And when he gets to the veranda, to the porch patio thingy, he stabs one of them. Balcony, that's the word I was using.
Amazing. And yeah, France seems to be in a little bit of bother at the moment.
Oh yeah, LGM says it might have been Sweden. A new Swede.
And I'm obviously real glad that there's a lot of little boats just coming from the direction of France.
Look,
France is doing real well.
it would be cheaper to shell the boats. Dust off those plans for dust off those World War plans for defending Britain from invasion.
That outside of Minecraft.
Probably not.
Wasn't it France as well that had that the playground stabbings?
I think so.
Which is probably one of the thickest things I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna stab some babies.
Yeah.
Like, you're just a different fucking creature at that point. Like,
stuff like that's why I'm in favor of, shall we say, expanding the sentencing options. Is that okay, Susan?
I sentenced you to Chippy.
Yes.
I do love that there was at least one person in the replies of that video saying, yeah, but what was the context here? It's like, excuse me, what context makes leaning into a pram and stabbing a baby okay? Just walk me through there.
Excellent questions.
Just walk me through it. Like, because by asking that question, you're implying that there's context in which this is acceptable behavior.
Yeah.
In which case, we may need to get an additional chipper.
Yeah, so going to need more fuel. Lots and lots of fuel.
Bleach Demon says it'd be cheaper to reverse some 1800s decisions. Maybe, but Chippy.
Yeah. Ooh, back doors. We're making progress. At least I haven't run into any particularly ridiculous things to clean that required every last solitary microbe.
Don't worry, you'll find some. Psycho Dad says just keep one chipper. It takes longer, but you won't have to power wash a second one. just need a bigger one. Like, I sent you a video of one the other day, didn't I, Bez?
Yes.
We might need to get Trim to update the artwork.
We definitely need to get him to update the artwork. The perspective on the other one's screwy.
Well, you did commission Trim.
He's concerning. We need to send Trim to art school.
You know what Trim's perspectives are like. You knew this in advance.
Yeah, but the rates he offers me are so much better than everyone else's.
Just don't ask me to do perspectives.
No. He struggles, the poor boy, bless him. I told you that in his other art stream I was trying to explain easing to him for animation. That was interesting.
David says, chill stream, love it. Are you guys together? No, we are on different sides of the world.
Very much.
It's way past Bezik's bedtime or nap time.
Yes.
What's your age at this point?
It's nearly 6 a.m., so...
Where the hell is... Aha! I see ya up there, Dirt.
It's been hiding, has it?
I could that would certainly be interesting time zone-wise.
Oh, yeah.
Right, where's the dirt on this wall game? I don't quite believe
Maybe
it.
it's on the top of that weird railing edging thing.
Could be. Could be. Climb up this way. If it says nothing wrong with long distance, to be fair, that's quite a distance there.
Yes.
Besides, the levels of autism might be too much.
It caused the singularity. Then again, have we had Jack tested?
We haven't.
Should we have him tested, or should we just live in ignorance?
Live in ignorance. Yes, I have no idea which way of the wall it's clean, but it's not clean.
Yay, clean.
Good. Lee says, make sure Trim gets in, and we don't need another rejected art student release in the world.
Trim would start with the seagulls and it'd just go downhill from there. Then again, if you've ever that's not English. If you've ever spoken to Trim while he's driving, you can see similarities. It's hard to say he won't just drive east to Poland. Not after he's been driving in Sweden for a day.
Well, he will drive to Sweden.
Apparently it's cheaper.
It's a different country for Swedes.
As an Australian, I can't fucking imagine it. It just does not compute.
I'm just gonna hop across the border to Sweden to get some, what is it, Coca-Cola or something?
He buys his Pepsi Max and booze in Sweden, yeah.
I'm just gonna head to Sweden for a minute.
How long does it take you to get to Sweden? Oh, in like an hour? And I'm like, an hour wouldn't get me to the coast. Oh, the cat has returned.
Your cat or the game cat?
My cat. I
That's where we've
need.
seen a cat
I need to get
on this
permission.
level.
No, there's been a lack of cats in the Muckingham files.
Believe that hour barely gets me home from the office.
Yeah, Bleach
Yeah,
understands.
you shouldn't be so far away from your office,
Yeah.
would you?
Bleach understands my issues. Being an American. Though it would be interesting to see Bleach have to deal with the size of the states here in Australia, despite having absolutely sod all population. Our
I think
second
probably
largest.
the worst part is the fact that you're going through deserts a lot of the time. Like, I would not like to break down on some of the roads in Australia.
Well, fortunately, 98% of the population is within an hour of the coast, 100 kilometers of the coast, something like that. Honestly, though, I have been tempted to try and get a job just doing long distance trucking. Just to load up some podcasts and some YouTube videos and drive for 8 hours.
I guess that would work until you broke down somewhere and you're like, damn it.
True.
I know when my mum visited over there, 'cause she was born over there, and she kind of went back to visit like where she was born, and she ended up near Adelaide, and where she was literally like there's this little town, and then there's nothing. It's desert.
Well, we have something like last fuel for several 100-kilometer signs on some of our roads. But yeah, the size of Australia really gets people from the UK quite often. Like, I've got a mate who was in the army, and when British soldiers had come visit, they'd be like, "Oh, just gonna drive up to Cairns on the weekend." Mate, you won't get there before the weekend's over.
You'd be better to fly. I think because the people she was staying with were working the entire time she was there, and so she was just kind of hanging out in their house all day.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm here for a month. So she eventually went to visit other kind of family friends in Melbourne, and had a bit more of a time there because there was actually stuff there. But I believe she flew there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just mad, though. Slightly interesting geography fact is that if I did the maths right, Australia's second biggest state is bigger than America's biggest state. But the population densities are very, very different.
You'd have to have that conversation with Bleach.
Yeah. But that's not even talking about...
Don't have states.
No. But you do have a country that would fit on a small island.
Well, it does fit on a small island.
Yep. I think...
In fact, we have a couple of countries on this small island.
Yep. It's wild. But being in Australia just doesn't compute. Bleach says, bigger than Alaska, neat. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Australia's two biggest states beat Alaska. Which is mental. In fact, someone would have to do the math to make sure I'm right, but I'm pretty sure that without Alaska, Australia's technically bigger than the US.
It might very well be.
Yeah. Prime Knight says, alright, can chat again.
Quite often...
Sorry, go.
They don't quite often scale it down on maps. Like, it looks smaller on a world map than it actually is.
And it also doesn't help that the Mercator projection's weird and makes England look like 4 times its size. Prime says, alright, can chat again. The Rainbow Mafia are less than 1% of the population, and it's just accommodating pervs. And 2, the balcony guy was in Sweden, it tore down socialist narrative of foreigners. LGM says Australia is about the size of the continental US. The state of West Australia is about the size of the whole of Western US. Yep, and the state of Western Australia only has like 2 to 3, I think it's like 3 or 4 million at the most. It's ridiculously empty because there's literally nothing of value to any humans there.
It's because everything there wants to eat you.
Yes.
As you explained to Trim, as Trim cried in a corner.
Yes.
Please don't tell me any more about the giant spiders.
The giant spiders are the least of your problems, Trim. Let me tell you about the trees.
I love that even the plants are trying to kill you.
Yeah, we've also got lethal soil and collapsing rock faces. It's great. How much of Australia is actually livable? I think it's less than 10. It's something like 10% or less, I think, off the top of my head. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it's looked better covered in paint. I'm sad the paint is gone.
Yeah, it did look better covered in paint. Where's my little steppy stool? Oh, don't get me started on the drop bears. Evil things.
Let me tell you about the drop bears. I mean, it's probably easier for you to tell people about the things that don't want to kill you.
Yeah. It's a small list.
Lazzy says, a good plan to make Australia more land livable. Build a giant canal in the middle from north to south.
I mean, various plans have been considered, including nuking the center of the country to make a... No, I'm not kidding. Nuking it to make a giant lake.
I mean, I suppose the upside to a canal is you could use it for transport.
That's probably one of the biggest ones. But, yeah, like, Australia's one of the very few countries to have road trains, so a truck with more than 2 trailers. And that's just because the country's so ridiculous and the population density is so low that it's not worth it to build rail. So
I suppose the roads that they're traveling on are not that busy either.
Oh no, they basically not. They basically wouldn't see people for hours at a time. So can you see why Basic has considered doing it for a living?
Peace and quiet.
Just load the cat up in the cab and off I go.
Love the cat. Because it's like, I need company.
Yes, but not humans. They suck.
Come on, cat.
The cat would have a great time, I'm sure.
Cat would be like, will there be food? Am I allowed to sleep in the ray of sunlight on the windshield?
Yes, the cat is allowed to sleep on the dashboard. LGM says, and don't go into the sea, you've got box jellyfish and the dreaded stonefish, whose sting is so utterly agonizing that people beg for death when stung by it. Well, in that case, you need to look up the cone shell and the platypus.
The platypus. The platypus is one of those things where it's just like, why did this thing exist?
Yes, the platypus with the mammal that lays eggs and has a beaver-like tail and a duck bill. Oh, and it's venomous.
That is venomous. Like, I didn't even know it was venomous. Guys are like, that's a ridiculous-looking creature.
Yeah, well, there's a reason they thought it was faked when they brought specimens back to England. I think it was faked too.
We're also like, it's venomous. I'm like, oh, it's not just weird, it's also venomous.
That's how you know it's Australian, when it's weird and venomous.
Yeah. When you freaking trim out with the sharks as well, you're telling about different types of sharks. It's
Yeah.
like, stop!
What I haven't told
The
you...
great white is only the 7th most dangerous shark.
What I also haven't told you is about the sharks that show up eaten by crocodiles.
David says, this is such a weird game, more of a Valheim game. More of a Valheim guy. Yeah, we love Valheim.
Yeah.
We're waiting for our Norwegian Viking friend to come back to finish playing that.
Yeah.
This is just one of those really nice, chill,
This is a good talking to chat game.
more of a podcasty game,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like, you'll chat with chat. We can actually focus on chat and make things look
Exactly.
pretty.
Nothing's requiring us to have twitch reflexes or constantly be on the ball or anything.
Trim, why have you brought 3 trolls back to our house? Victory's mine.
Mm-hmm.
You still have Valheim is harder. I believe have they not just updated it again? There's been some updates, hasn't there?
Yeah, there's been lots of updates.
I want to say there's been updates.
Unfortunately, I think we need to do a restart because the save files got killed. Which is annoying.
If they get lost with the server disappearing.
Yep, and the backup I had was lost in the great hard drive failure of 2022.
Well, that's okay. We can always start over. Things trim out to do things.
Yeah, I mean, it's been so long since we were in that world, it wouldn't hurt to just do a season 2 anyway.
He'll make all the pick jokes again when he's mining.
Yeah.
He's like, pick means dick in Norwegian.
I was talking to... I was talking to... it was either Bleach or Trim about Valheim, and we weren't sure if when we were to do it like a season 2, we should restart the characters or just use the characters we've got. We weren't sure which would be more interesting.
I'm not sure. We could maybe do a vote on the channels and see what.
That might be worth.
Some people might feel that it's a bit cheaty to jump into a new world with existing characters and gear, but then you're kind of picking up where you left off, just without the base.
Hmm.
It depends.
Yeah, it depends whether they want to see it as like a complete reboot or like a season 2 of the continuation kind of thing, where we just take the armor and gear we've got and go slap the gooblies until we kind of catch up.
I suppose it depends as well, because there is new content that kind of end game content.
Yeah, I think it was mostly...
Tom says, gotta love a good hosing sim. Do enjoy a good power washing sim.
Yeah. Right, what are we missing? A round cacti somewhere. Oh, it's this thing. I thought I hosed you. I got dinged from you.
Apparently.
I don't know what I even hosed to fix that.
Oh, some of these rocks aren't clean. Some of the rocks are not clean. Oh, this one's very not clean.
Yeah. This crate's not clean. How did I not clean you?
And rock archway's not clean.
Okay.
No.
A TNT crate somewhere is not clean.
Not clean.
Oh, it's this one.
trying to find all the little bits now.
Yeah.
What face, fence is clean. This fence is not clean. Finding those stupid little pieces. Alex says, where are the sausages? Is this the only time Bez cleans anything? I think Bezic does have a power washer. I just don't know if he actually uses his real life power washer.
I do. I usually use it to chase after the absolutely horrendous amounts of filth that managed to get on the car in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, the problem is cleaning offline is nowhere near.
And it's outside and it's hot and it in no way encourages people to come and hang out. I mean, I suppose one day I could strap a GoPro to the power washer or something.
You could just be like streaming IRL power wash sim with Bezic.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
What have we not finished? Oh, I saw something up there.
Yeah, Australia's very dusty primed. It doesn't help that most of the places is dry or desert or both.
Alex says Bez probably doesn't even own soap.
What's this soap you speak of? What are we looking for? Random fences somewhere.
VTuber when disco. I mean, as I told Kyle's chat, because Kyle's Kib's chat was like, when's Denko getting the VTuber avatar? And I'm like, when chat breaks open piggy bank, then we'll talk.
That does seem to be the answer to a lot of questions.
Because I believe the VTube avatars plus rigging plus all that, they start at about $3,000.
Oofed. That's
I think that
a
about
lot
the
of
golden
dosh.
rate. It's rather expensive. So for now, I'll just have to stay as a PNG
Yeah.
tuber.
Hold on. Sec Disco. My chat wants me to baptize you. No.
Let me get this.
There's a
There we
cross
go.
on Disco in Power Wash Water for you.
There we go. Basic work t-shirt contest.
Look, just because my tits are bigger than yours.
Chad's asking about OnlyFans. I mean, we can put Basic on OnlyFans.
No, we put trim on only boats. We've had this discussion. That or
No,
that
I
you.
do not have an OnlyFans.
Though apparently Base Ape is taking suspicious donations to a banana tattoo on his banana.
He is. To be fair, if I had an OnlyFans, I would probably just post cat pictures on it. Just be like, here is George. Here's George again. Here's George looking adorable. It would be like, I'm not sure that this was what we thought was going to be. We still need to do fence posts. Missing 4 fence posts.
Yeah, they're over
And
here.
1 fort blue ceiling.
Ugh. No, this one in the corner.
Yeah, let's get out the 3-in-1. Only George. To be fair, only George would probably be more popular anyway. Like, Blue would literally just spend... Black would literally just spend his entire life savings on it. It's like, more George pictures.
Yeah.
No kidding!
Kitty is the best. We like the kitties.
Alex says, do you guys want to buy a sardong? I mean, I already kind of got sick of the sardongs because people kept sending them to the little deers. Monkey tried to send me. He was like, come and get a sardong. I got some spares. I'm like, I don't need a sardong, Monkey. And he's like, but you do, though. So Green Martian says, Carl's wife has the original sardong.
Oh, dear. There's several ways you could take that, and all of them are hilarious.
Some things I didn't need to envision to me. I think probably most of this is the minecart track. David says, what the fuck is the sardong? I'm not sure you really want to know.
It's one of those questions you're better off not knowing the answer to.
It was a kind of meme that became a physical object and then was 3D printed.
Get clean, damn you, sign.
Hugo says, Kip has his only cheeks, still he needs more money. I mean, like I said, Kip has a price for everything. This is why he's now a VTuber.
Ah, dear. Anyway, what else do I... That sign's still dirty. Aha, there we go.
Kip has only pencils. Is that all of the sleepers now, or is there still more?
Ah, dear. Not the pencils.
How are we still not done? What still needs to be cleaned?
Apparently some part of this roof is unclean.
Red fort sloped ceiling.
Yes, which is this under here, allegedly. Oh, there we go. That must be it. Aha.
A 3D printing meme sounds ridiculous. That's probably the best way to describe it.
Yes.
Somebody came up with something silly, designed it, I guess, in 3D modeling software, and then 3D printed them and distributed them. And they were a rather kind of phallic dinosaur type thing with somebody's face on them.
Yeah, it was weird.
Empire Disco, do you still work at the lowest years? No, I left about... When did I leave? March?
It's a while ago now.
Because the commute was going to be too long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I must have been back in March. Officially left.
Mad that's been that long. Damn you all clean.
Red. Fort Red, tower wall caps, and Fort Red outer wall.
And the tower wall caps are what I'm poking out at the moment, or trying to.
Wall.
Okay, that's one.
Outer wall. Inner wall. This one. Outer wall. No, you lie.
Outer wall. Which one is it?
Yeah. Oh, window frame. Window frame needs attention.
Hold on, mine rail barrier. Well, apparently this is still dirty. Not sure where I covered that.
Sloped outer wall. Sloped outer wall.
Outer walls.
Wall.
Which one isn't? Oh, it's this one. How are you still dirty? I don't know what I cleaned, but apparently it was what I need to...
Is that there?
Yeah. General store stuff. I swear I got that too. Oh god, yeah, this...
I used to love the logos.
Prime says, think how frustrating this would be without the clean list.
Mm. I think the Lotus Eaters are still doing well. They just got themselves a couple new studios. I just couldn't keep up with the commute. I moved to the other side of the country and was like, I can't do it remote then.
And then an extra complication arrived.
Sure. But it is really nice to be self-employed and just be like, I work when I feel like working.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. As long as you get your work done, doesn't matter when you do it.
Yeah, set my own hours, which is lovely. General store wall and general store windows. General store, where's the general store?
Over here, where I'm hanging out.
You can't tell me that window's not clean, game.
No, but it's because this window's not clean. But somehow you just cleaned it, yeah.
Yes, and it's still not done.
It's still not even down to the last couple. Mine ceiling beams.
Mine ceiling beams, that's gotta be in the cave.
Yeah.
Mine lanterns, mine posts, mine track sleepers. There's still sleepers.
Oh my
Mine
goodness.
warning sign. So yeah, there's a few things in the mine. Maybe in here. Which sleepers are still dirty?
Mine lanterns. Which lanterns are those?
That one's done, that one's done, that one's done. Done. Okay. Not on this side.
If you click it, it should highlight it for you. In the world.
True. Also, if I hold down tab, it should show me. Oh, there's some sleepers under the minecart. There's still
Ah.
Of course they are. Let me try moving the microphone again, David. It keeps wandering off. And we can turn the game down a little bit.
The game is awfully loud.
It is. I also don't want to turn the gain up on the microphone because all it does is pick up everything else.
We have enough struggle with the clicky-clacky as it is.
And then everyone's like, why can't I hear your keyboard? Reasons?
Sounds like a machine gun when Disco's typing.
That's why. I paid a lot of money for a clicky-clacky keyboard.
And you'll get every click out of it.
You will. I have to admit, I really enjoy the clacking of the keyboard.
It's the water volume specifically, Disco, and I think you can have turn that specifically down.
To be fair, that's pretty much the only
the
only sound the game has.
This is true.
I've just turned the master down.
Oh, more track sleepers, really?
Really?
You're kidding me.
Got them all, didn't I?
I thought you did too.
That one's done. That one's done. One's done.
No, this one's not done. That's one. Where's two?
There was one under the minecart, but I've just got it.
Was that all of them then? Oh, yes, you got one and I got the other. Mine warning sign, right.
What else we got?
That's signed right next to you. Apparently this isn't
Old West
clean.
paintball badge, Old West paintball sign post. Old West. There's a signpost over here. Directional signpost. Nope, that's not it. Oh, come back, microphone, please. Please. Stay.
Right.
Stop thinking. Oh, we're down to 3 things.
Yep.
Old West, paintball badge, and signpost.
Paintball signpost. Ah, here we go. There's signposts here. Any minute now. There we go.
Aha.
That. Ooh. Oh, that was it. Excellent.
That's it. Can I actually see the... No.
It's not letting
Apparently
you
in
have
these
the time
shows,
lapse.
I don't get to watch the time lapse. Makes me sad.
Here we go. It's done.
It's done. Right. I think we can probably do one more because we're averaging about 1 map an hour.
Yeah. If we don't finish the next one, that should be fine. And we can. It should save. Yes, we will start the Spanish villa.
Because I will not subject chat to my mother arriving. Because that's just cruel and unusual. Especially when she gets off the plane and she complains about her plane journey.
Okay. Ooh, paw print or something.
Paw prints? They could be paw prints, yeah.
So does that mean we get to find another kitty?
Maybe.
Oh my, that's a lot of paw prints. Oh, I heard a pigeon apparently.
Him down here.
I'm getting pigeon noises, but I don't know if I see a pigeon. Bees also apparently. What on earth was that cat up to?
We pick a spot to start.
Yeah. Oh, Felicia Margaret. Oh, for the love of... Really? That's the name we're going with, isn't it?
Maureen gave us tea.
Yeah. It's better than most of the others. Felicia Margaret says, I just love animals. So if I were a bird, I'd be a damn fine wormer puller. But my nest would be awful, and some people can't process that. What? Anyway, I've been using my back garden as a feeding station for the town's cats for some considerable time. That explains a lot.
David says the house is dirtier than Beswick's internet history.
Oh, I wish that was the only problems with my internet history. The articles I have to research. Ugh.
Beswick's internet history is just black pill after black pill after black pill.
Yep. Just like my chats with Disco.
Well, I'm sorry. I have to post my black pill somewhere. This is gonna be one of these, is it? Is it game?
Oh, it's not gonna be one of those. Boo.
First thing I picked to clean. It's like, gotta be every tiny little speck.
Oh, of course it does.
I think basic search history is black pill articles and Australia gun law.
Yeah, basically.
Let me have a rant about Australia again, lads. I'll just pull up the stats.
Sure. Yeah. My favourite is how we still have shootings several times a week, because despite being the gold standard, there's been a drive-by shooting of a house in Sydney. But how's that possible? That's illegal.
That can't be possible. You're not allowed to have pew-pews.
Exactly. Murdering people is against the law, and no one will ever do it.
So Dad says, oh god, kids will play Fallout 76 again. I actually have heard that it's playable now. So I've heard. So I've been told it's now playable, because I was looking for a kind of survival-y game to hang out in a couple of weeks ago. And I think I ended up going with Night of the Dead, which is similar to 7 Days to Die. But for a while I was kind of looking at Fallout 76 like, the reviews have improved.
Yeah. Battle standards have gotten lower. Have you seen the games that came out this year?
Do I get it on sale and give it a bash? Because when it was coming out, I was like, quite excited about this. It's Fallout, survival, it could be good. And then, it just disappointed in every way.
That's Todd Howard for you, a disappointment.
But I've at least been told that it's playable now.
The lofty heights of playable.
Playable. That doesn't necessarily mean much. Like, we have removed the game-breaking bugs.
When I tried to play it to review it, couldn't even get into the game because it was giving me an error message and not telling me what the error message was. I had to Google the error message. Like, I was not happy.
I'm surprised you didn't get the error message like, please insert Fallout 4 disc. You're like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Though on that note, I've heard that Starfield is basically Fallout 4 in space.
I've heard it's got a lot of older game exploits in it still. Like things were just never fixed from older games where they went and a copy and a paste.
Yeah.
Did you need to copy the bugs too?
Of course I did.
Yes.
You mentioned 7...
Go
on.
I think Psychodad doesn't agree that Fallout 76 is playable now.
Yeah. He's probably on... I'm thinking, sure, it's better, but also when you look at how abysmal the games released this year have been.
That's true. I mean, if I were going to get it, it would definitely be on sale.
Yeah.
And one of these times where it goes down to like 6 or 7 gigs.
Yeah.
And be like, I'll pick it up. I might have enough fun in it to justify spending that kind of money on it without, I'm not going to pay AAA prices for a game that flopped that badly.
My favourite part is that it's got microtransactions. Pay for a full price game and get free microtransactions. Oh wait, they're not free.
Thanks for that.
Yeah. That's right. Freaking 7 Days to Die. That is one of the many reasons that I'm over things like early access. That game has been in early access for 7 years.
Yeah.
At some point, you've got to admit that you just don't know what you're doing. Or you've given up.
Well, they are still, I believe anyway, that they're still releasing updates for it.
I suppose.
Like,
but after 7 years,
you don't really early access at that point. Like,
no.
Even if you are still actively updating it, you don't really early access. It should be developed by now, especially if people pay you for it.
And there's another game that I got into. I can't even remember what they call it. It's a police officer simulator, but they brought it out of early access, but they kind of forgot to include the gameplay. Like, guys, you can't. You can't come out of early access and you basically don't have a finished game. Well, I suppose at least 7 Days to Die are updating.
The Ark was one that kind of really took advantage of that early access. Yes, they did initially sell the game at a reduced price in early access, but then they released paid DLC before they'd finished the game.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
What do you do? Yeah, taking the piss. And talk about an unoptimized piece of shit. I think I acquired Ark in some Humble Bundle or something, but every time I look at it in Steam, it's like 270 gig, and I'm like, fuck off.
Unoptimized, and I mean, they may have eventually done it, but I highly doubt it. They never really kind of fixed the problems. It was always, this thing is practically game breaking. I fall through the maps. The collisions in the game are awful. You fall through platforms, and then they're like, yeah, but have you seen the new shiny dinosaur we've just designed?
No, because I fell through the map.
I just lost everything I worked for under the map. I have to run mods so I don't lose my stuff under the map. I'm falling off of platform saddles because I accidentally pressed a button and moved while it was moving.
Yeah.
And now I'm like kind of lagging along behind it, wondering if I'm actually on the floor of the platform. And you're like, yeah, but I made this really cute thing.
Yeah. Felicia Margarita's back with a text message. They don't look it, but cats are hopelessly helpless animals. If they didn't look so cute, nature would have killed them off years ago. Imagine being that stupid. Cats. As in about the only things that will survive the apocalypse. But they've always been safe here, and as you can see, incredibly well fed, she says. Hermes says, Ark with multi-server, default, and popular player maps, all pre-installed, adds up to about 600 gigabytes. And Psycho Dad says, Ark Vanilla is 128 gigs, what the fuck? Yeah, that's my frigging point. Yeah. And Survival Evolved is like 270-something, I think.
Yeah, it's absolutely massive.
And it's not like it's in high-quality fucking player models or anything.
So they still never optimized it, and now they're like, well, we've remastered it.
But you never mastered it the first time.
We're going to charge you for the remaster, and we're going to close down the old servers. So that you need to buy the remaster.
Yeah, that's just taking the piss.
Although I believe they keep delaying it, but that was the plan. And you're going to rebuy all the DLC with the remaster.
Yes.
Like, what are you doing? And I think they're doing it because Ark 2 was delayed.
LGM says, I'm convinced that the only reason pandas are still alive today is because they're cute. They can barely survive in their natural habitat. You know, man, I'm pretty sure that's literally true. I mean, the Chinese government can barely get them to breed and not die in captivity. Meanwhile, and Sagade says, meanwhile, 7 Days to Die is about 16 gig, yeah, and Valheim is about 1.5.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't believe it when Kyle was like, we're going to play Valheim tonight. And so he's like, download it. And I was like, mate, the stream's in like 20 minutes. You need to give me some warning. And he's like, you'll be fine. Download it. And it's just like a gig.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, where's the rest of the game? Or how shit is this game? He's like, no, that's the whole game.
And honestly, the way they did it's reasonably clever. Low poly, but good enough player models, decent terrain generation, and an absolutely gorgeous skybox.
Now, you do expect, obviously, when they're sort of handmade maps, that you're obviously going to have more space taken up because you're downloading the map pre-made rather than a procedurally generated. So you do expect that, but not to the extent that Ark's like, yeah, 300 gigs. No. 300 gigs is... Your map is not 300 gigs. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
I give you more leeway for having hand-painted maps, but I'm not going to give you 300 gigs worth of leeway.
I mean, when the yearly Call of Battlefield is only 160. It's a bit of a joke.
And then there was that ridiculous, they've tried to make, use the ARC code to make other games. You know, the buggy-ass, unoptimized ARC code. So they tried to make that Dark and Light with, broken ARC code, and then just piled more broken code on top of it until they abandoned that.
Yeah.
I think PixArk did a little better, although I've never actually played PixArk.
I mean, even Space Engineers, that team, they did Medieval Engineers, and that was an early access rip-off. Because they never actually finished the game and just called it done and walked away. I'm still a bit salty about that.
I'm a bit salty about Dark and Light, because, again, that was early access. They took money for it, and then they just abandoned it. It's unplayable.
Yeah, a lot of early access stuff's like that.
I mean, it sucks, because for some companies, early access is a complete lifeline. Like, they just wouldn't be able to develop without it.
Oh, Steam, speaking of, Steam needs to slap the AAA developers and go, no, you can't have early access, screw off.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate was taking a piss.
Yeah. We've decided we just won't hire beta testers.
Let's sell you a AAA price tag game, half finished, at full price, and call it early access.
Yep.
No. You don't do that. That's not early access, that's greed.
I mean, they did that with Guild 4, and it's been in early access for like 4 years. Or did they claim to have finished it?
I'm not sure, but they do need to crack down, and they need to crack down on AAA developers abusing it when they don't need to release in early access. They have the money to finish their game first. And they also need to crack down on companies that take the money and stop developing.
Yes, absolutely. But early access should be for like small companies like the Creative Assembly that got a $6 million small company grant from the UK government.
So I had to quite around on that. Like, oh, little startups like Creative Assembly. Excuse me, what? What do you mean, little startups like Creative Assembly?
Supporting startup companies such as Creative Assembly. Sorry, what? How much is it for all the DLC for the latest frigging Warhammer crap?
What about that other little startup company, like EA, maybe?
Yeah,
help them out.
They must be.
Because everybody's just looking at the government in disbelief, like they really got you, huh?
Yep. Oh, that was embarrassing.
Harmless says devs for
Osiris New Dawn.
Slapped a done sticker on a beta patch and said done and then ran off. Not surprised. Like, there's no comeback on Steam for
No.
behaving like that. Like, I actually have a few games in my library that are like that, where they took my money. I have the game, I own the game, and it's either been left in an unplayable state in early access, or the servers are gone.
Yeah.
In early access, and it's like, right, so you took my money. You were happy to take the money for the game on the promise you were going to keep developing it, and then you never released another patch. You never bothered to even like release an update as to why you didn't bother to finish the game. Like, at least tell me a sob story, you know?
Yeah. And I've got a couple of games from back before Steam Early Access that were kickstarted, and they didn't bother to finish. It's like, motherfuckers.
And of course, by that point, you're well past the refund period.
Yeah.
Can't refund this game because Steam only lets you do, like, I think it's like 2 hours of gameplay.
Yeah, 2 hours of gameplay.
So, you know, you're just kind of left with this dead game that the developers abandoned. And, you know, in some cases, yeah, they probably had reasons that, you know, they couldn't afford to do it, or, you know, something happened with the studio or the developers that they just couldn't finish it. A lot of times you see these same companies, they go off, they'll either start a new studio, or they won't even bother to start a new studio, they'll just do it under the same one, and they open a new game.
A new early access game before they even finish the first one.
Accessing that. And it's like, you know, Steam should be like, no, your last game's still in early access.
Yeah, you haven't finished the last game. What are you playing at?
Because that's a team that's just, you know, taking the money and running, quite obviously.
And that's just the early access stuff. I mentioned the Crave Assembly. I still can't get over the fact that they want, if you were to buy into Total War Warhammer, something like $300 worth of DLC out of you.
I remember we kind of tallied that up, and we were like, yeah, just that little starter company.
We had that guy defending it, going, oh, but if you bought the DLC for all the previous games, what, you mean the other less than year-old game that they didn't finish? Or rather, they finished, then cut half the game out and stuck it behind a paywall. Day one DLC needs to die. It's literally just cut content.
It's so off-putting. Like, you know, they're like, oh, well, if you played the previous games, you'd have half the DLC. And it's like, right, well, as a new player coming in who wants to, you know, play with friends, I've had to go back and buy older versions of the game, so like 1 and 2, in order to be able to play some of the stuff that they want to play with me. Because some of 3 seems to be locked behind some of the DLC for 1 and 2.
Yeah. Oh, Felicia Margarita's
back. All that does is, as a new player, I do not want to buy anything from your company again.
Felicia Margarita, so it was such a shock when all the cats suddenly took off on me. I'd given them nothing but love, affection, and COD. Oh, this will be from the base game where the giant cat attracting thing happened. It was then that people...
know where all the cats came from.
Oh, sorry, it was then that people started knocking on my door demanding their cats back. Oh dear. Cat lady's in trouble. I suddenly felt such relief. It wasn't me after all. Another? Yeah. One of the other things that annoys me about Creative Assembly's DLC is that they want to charge $5 bloody for the blood patch, the blood pack DLC. It's like
that just give you blood effects. Or?
Yeah, it's so you get heightened blood effects and dismemberment. It's like, sure, if you want to call it DLC, so the base game's rating is only a teen rating or whatever, fine, but don't then charge me $5 bloody for what should be included in the game for free.
It's because they're just a little startup company, you know. They
Just
need all
a
the
small
funding they can
startup
get.
company that needs all the funding they can get.
That that tickled me when I watched that video. Like, on the one hand, I'm like horrified that my government is actually fell for that and is giving them money. On the other hand, I'm just like, I just sat there and giggled because I'm like, what?
Yeah. My favourite was when people were memeing on them on Twitter, and one guy's like, the company is literally older than your entire office.
Yeah. And somehow they stood there with a straight face as they were like, oh yes, this money's gonna really help us, like, scale up our company.
Yeah. It's like, did you not Google the name of the company before you... Actually, it reminds me that, speaking of not Googling companies, the latest James Bond book's out. And it's basically... And it's without a disaster, and without going into the political aspects that are very ham-fistedly thrown in, one of the things they do is they say something along the lines of some crappy security company like Rent-A-Kill. I'm like, and when I read that, I'm like, hold on a second, that sounds familiar. Oh wait, it's only the world's largest pest control company. It's only CEO'd by Prince Harry, and you're insulting it in your shitty little James Bond book. And it's like, oh, imagine being that... The book clearly was never edited, because no editor would allow them to name one of the world's biggest companies and be like, yeah, they're crap.
It kind of seems like a good way to get sued.
That's what I said. And it wasn't. That's not the only company that they named. They named a bunch of other companies at various points, just in the short article we were reading. I'm like, guys, you don't name real companies. You can get in serious legal trouble for that. But I mean, they basically Red Skulled it with the villains, so... what can you expect?
Well, in the case of Creative Assembly, I highly doubt they minded being called a little startup company, because they, you know, got free money from the government.
Freaking startup companies. Small startup company, multi-billion-dollar Creative Assembly that's been around literally longer than that office of the government.
Yeah, just a little company, you know. Need all the help they can get. Otherwise, they might have to double the price of their DLC.
Oh, yeah, exactly. As LGM points...
Didn't they just jump up the price of their latest DLC, but be like, we're putting less in it?
Probably. I won't put past Creative Assembly. As LGM points out in regards to the James Bond book, they basically gave the villain the Starship Troopers treatment, where they so incompetently lampooned them that that they become incredibly based.
Yeah, so like Barbie's Ken then.
Kind of. But more specifically like the Red Skull, when they plagiarized his speech.
I really, like I seen the other day that I think director of the Barbie movie was just like, she's real mad that
You're liking it wrong!
people liked Ken. She's like, how dare they? It wasn't supposed to be for them.
Well, the ADL's apparently decided they want to comment on the movie. Well, apparently people saying Ken's just like me or something is apparently the new dog whistle.
Of course. Like you inadvertently made a character that people could relate to, and that's a problem.
I mean, the entire plot of the movie is the men took over by making a good argument, so...
Honestly, I haven't seen it, and I don't really want to.
I haven't seen it either. Fortunately, Shad Brooks over at Night's Watch did.
Really, it did not interest me in the slightest. Now everybody wanted to review it, and I'm just like, still not interested in it though.
No, like, it's not never an interesting movie. It's like, oh, it's a Barbie movie, whoop-de-doo. And Margot Robbie's so overused.
I mean, it could have been worse. It very nearly was worse. Because it nearly had, what's her face? Amy Schumer in it. Like, she was gonna be Barbie, and she's like, oh no, I stepped out of the role.
Oh no, oh, new fat Barbie, is it?
And I'm just like, they were gonna have her as Barbie? Really?
Yeah, it makes no sense. Oh, god damn it, Prime Night.
I mean, at least, you know, Margot kind of fits the aesthetic.
She's at least not horrendously hideous, which is a good start. Unlike what Prime suggested, Lizzo.
Whoa.
I think I'm going to need...
Look, I've come to the conclusion, right, that every time they've decided that they want to be diverse in all their casting and stuff, they wanna think outside the box, they need to hire Terry Crews.
But Terry Crews is actually good, so they'll never hire him.
I will accept their diversity if Terry Crews plays every diverse character.
Especially in the same movie. So it's just Terry Crews talking to himself.
Like, he can be Snow White any day.
At least his eyes are closer together.
That's my condition.
Then again, apparently that movie's...
It would be hilarious.
Apparently that movie's in trouble because Disney's stocks are through the floor and everyone's already decided that the movie's going to be garbage.
Yeah. Well, they've delayed it now. I think they're hoping everybody's going to forget. Because the lead actress, Snow White, she just keeps opening that fucking gob of hers.
Yeah.
Every time she opens her gob, like, that movie's ratings sink a little lower.
Yeah. Well, don't forget, it's no longer Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. It's now Snow White and the Seven Supernatural Creatures, because Peter Dinklage opened his stupid bloody mouth.
Yeah, talk about pulling the stepladder up behind you.
Yep. And that's what
like,
one of the... Yeah, and
pulled the stepladder up behind him.
And that's what one of the dwarf actors says, like, you son of a bitch, we're dwarves. There are no roles for us, but you just single-handedly got rid of 7 roles that we could have had.
Yep. Just, it's unreal. And it's not Snow White, it's Snow Brown and the cancelled dwarves.
Mocha Brown and the 7 diversity hires, LGM reckons.
They're now, like, magical creatures, aren't they?
Yeah.
Or something.
Magical creatures, some bollocks. Felicia Margarita's back. But if the cats weren't here, where were they? They look like, from the promotional photos that they were doing, it looks like they're not even magical creatures, they're Burning Man dropouts.
Then you've got, apparently, the prince is no longer, like... I think he's in the story, but he's not like...
I saw no evidence of this prince. I'll just read Felicia Margarita's thing and I'll come back to it. She says, I need to know who was feeding them and more importantly what. I spent my nights prowling the streets, searching for clues and my days concocting incredible chowders, but no luck. Yeah, so in the... I think it was like test shooting or something they were doing for the movie and someone took some photos. No sign whatsoever of the prince.
Well, I thought the prince had been cast. So
oh, maybe
he must be in the movie because I'm sure they've cast him, but he's like a tiny part.
Yeah, well, they're definitely they've straight up
no
come out as
like a love interest. I don't think he certainly doesn't come and save it.
No,
and it's just like it's not really Snow White at that point.
No.
Like it's like no, Snow White's like a badass bitch now, who's like interested in how she can be a better like queen. It's like, right, okay.
So that's not remotely the story at all.
And they've changed, like, you know, Mirror on the Wall, who's the fairest of them all. They're like, oh, that used to mean white. Like, who's the whitest of them all? And it's like, no, that's not really what that meant.
Kind of, but also not really. But either way, so screw you.
They now want it to mean like who's like the fairest, as in like the most kind of
they'd use the most
person or like
so dumb.
Not. It's like it was supposed to mean who's the most beautiful in the land, and the mirror would say Snow White's the most beautiful, and then the queen was like massively jealous, and it's like that's apparently not what it means now either. It's like who's the most just. Or something.
It's so ridiculous. Also, why would the evil stepmother care? Like, make it make sense. It doesn't even make sense on a conceptual level.
No, like she was jealous of her younger stepdaughter being more beautiful.
Yep.
Like that's what she was jealous of.
Yeah, it's really not difficult.
You couldn't really say that now if you look at the casting. It's no way it's not.
Well, that was the craziest thing about the
in female beauty, but she's not. She's not a looker.
I think I do remember the boys laughing with the boys when they're like, "And this is the evil stepmother," and we're like, "But she's far hotter, far more attractive."
But she's looking at someone and she's like, I'm jelly. Okay.
It's so silly. Apparently the huntsman will make a return, though it could have been the prince, but probably the huntsman because he had a dagger in his boot in the pictures, assuming there's any relation whatsoever. So, But again, I'm certain that movie's already been done.
And then, like... It does make you wonder, because you've got all these, like, young, diverse actresses just kind of popping out of nowhere. You got her, you got the one that plays Wednesday in, like, the Addams Family Wednesday. And, like, previously, actors and actresses, they'd be rolled out, they would have a PR thing to do, and then they get rolled back in again.
Mm-hmm.
Like... They wouldn't just be running around just flapping their lips.
Mouthing off about all their political opinions on Twitter going, men are evil,
Oh, here's the movie I'm doing. I'm going to upset the target audience.
Yeah.
Oh, that original movie that it's based on? Yeah, it was kind of shit, wasn't it?
I don't even know who they think the target audience is going to be for their shitty movie. Other than unloved cat ladies.
It's just like, you know, you kind of... It's either going to be kids wanting to see live action movie, at which point they're going to go, that doesn't look like Snow White. Or it's going to be people who, you know, enjoyed growing up with Disney. And you're telling them that the movie that they loved... that they grew up with was really shit and sexist and
well, of course they are.
the actors playing the movie absolutely hate the source material.
It also
just learn when to shut up.
well, it's like that idiot Dinklage when he's going, oh, the dwarves are living in a cave. No, they're not, you retard. Did you even read the Wikipedia article about the story? No, they were a bunch of miners and they lived in a cottage. It's literally in the Wikipedia article. They worked in a cave because they were miners.
Yeah, everybody knows they lived in a cottage.
Except Peter Dinklage, whose head's so far up his own ass, you can play quoits with him.
Matt says they only had one quote-unquote dwarf. Yeah. Like, what a slap in the face to...
All the dwarves, yeah.
All the dwarves that wanted to break into acting. Like, that is the kind of show or pantomime or whatever that little people would break into acting doing.
Yep.
Peter Dinklage is he's just there pulling up the steppy stool, you know?
Yeah. Oh, because apparently Peter Dinklage got where he is by not taking on the stereotypical roles that a dwarf would. And then you look at his acting credentials and it's a load of crap.
I bet he did. I bet he absolutely did.
Oh, he absolutely did in a bunch of stuff, but before Game of Thrones forced him to be famous, he'd done nothing of value. Well, actually, apparently he'd been on another big TV show, but it was some garbage that I never would have watched anyway. But the absolute height of him. So there's 7 dwarves who can't get a job now because he opened his bloody mouth.
And how about at the end of the day, like if the dwarven community, little people, whatever you want to call them, they didn't want to take on those jobs, then they wouldn't have had anybody auditioning for it.
No.
And they'd have had to rethink it. But I bet there probably was dwarves queued out the door thinking like, oh, this is my chance to break into the...
Yep, I've always wanted to be an actor. I've wanted to be famous. I can't be the next Tom Cruise or whatever. But damn it, I can get in on the 7 dwarves. And then if I get famous, maybe I can be the next Peter Dinklage. But no, that little asshole's pulled the steppy stool up behind him.
Well, in the name of political correctness.
Yep.
Like, you literally just undiversified.
Yep, I politically corrected a bunch of dwarves out of work. Well done. No, Felicia Margarita's back. So I guess if they've moved all on, then maybe it's time for me too. Oh my god, who writes like this? Hey, once the garden is all cleaned up, I'll be able to have guests around again. Lots of them.
More cat? More kitty cats.
Like the kitty cats.
Hey, Bhaskar. I'm new here. Well, again, this is PowerWash Simulator. We
PowerWash.
literally get PowerWash.
Yes.
And Bath Basic. If you
No, do not Bath Basic. Yes.
It's a strange little game that seems rather focused on cats.
The cats are the best part. As in most things, the cats are the best part.
Of course. One of those games that's just oddly satisfying.
It is. It's also chilling because we're not focused on killing enemies or dying or whatever. It's a nice opportunity to hang out and chat and talk to chat.
Do you clean your own house like this too? Having seen how they clean the interiors of houses in this game, absolutely not.
No, we don't normally take the power washer to the dinosaur skeleton.
I found this priceless artifact. Could you power wash it for me?
I have found Atlantis. Let me just power wash it.
Would you mind power washing inside this room of priceless trophies? Yeah, don't worry about turning the power off first. Just hose down the electronics. It's fine.
Oh,
Thanks.
you mean like the Ferris wheel that's literally on and spinning while we hose it?
Yeah. Jim's a bit special.
Yeah.
But it's satisfying, so we let it off. I'm going to climb over to the roof, I think.
Prime Knight says, I found the Dead Sea Scrolls. Power wash them, please. Ooh. Oh. Oh.
Over there.
Is that... No, there's gnomes on it, of course there is.
Is there gnomes on the bow?
Yes.
Is that gnome?
That's gnomes. At least 2 of them?
Yes, there's no... yeah, it probably is gnomes, let's be fair.
It's definitely gnomes. Is there anything else down the water? At least we can't get behind the tree sprites this time.
I'm upset that I haven't managed to climb out of any more maps and go exploring.
Oh, yeah, that was funny. Yeah. Oh, there's a sailing boat and a beach umbrella. Over that side. What else is going on over here? Not much of anything, sadly.
Sure, it's
not used to being short like this.
Not used to being short. Welcome to my world.
Oh, I like it. I swear, next time I watch the house, or watch something, I'm going to have to strap a camera to the bloody pressure washer. Chad will like that.
You will. You just be like, IRL desert bath time.
Please do not fly to Australia to attack me with a power washer.
Just think of the views, though. Wait to the extreme. IRL basic bath time. With a power washer chasing Bezic.
Bezic up a tree.
I reckon the power... I'll just put the long nozzle on the power washer. I'm not sure how safe it would be to climb on the roof while you're power washing it.
It's generally not recommended. I mean, people do it, but... they normally, like, have a rope or something.
Kind of slidey. We're definitely going to need to...
I have done repair work on slippery roofs. It is interesting.
Doesn't sound very safe.
It is if you have the right gear, but it's still unpleasant.
I'm pretty sure the cat is snoring.
The cat's snoring. With, like, an IRL cat, or...?
Yeah. Oscar is behind me, and I can just hear, like...
Kitty noises.
Oscar, you literally... You are. Yeah, he's behind me snoring.
Yeah. Prime says that every step is uncertain and you just wait for the fall.
Especially because my character is just kind of jumping around up here.
Yeah.
Swirly!
Cat clean, damn you.
I like the swirly. Swirly! Oh my god, this is gonna take forever to do the roof. We're like between the roof tiles. Who cares? Nobody's gonna see it.
Oh no, that's gonna take you ages like that.
Yeah. We're gonna clean in liquid. Multi-purpose.
Hmm.
Yeah. We're gonna do some multi-purpose spray.
Oh, wow.
Really, really make some use of that in between the cracks. Because, like, I can be bothered to get every nook and cranny.
This balcony's getting on my wick.
Honestly, the soap kind of feels like cheating.
It does.
Like, sometimes I'm just like, I do not want to go between every... more. More. What? Game? What's pushing me? Is it you? You must be... you're up there. I was like...
It's hiding up on the
I
balcony.
didn't see you. Like, it's gone buggy.
They're the extra long sticky.
Don't worry, I'll bring the soap over in a minute, Bezic. You can have another bath.
No bath.
Oh my god, the roof tiles are not even in one piece. Oh my god.
Disco finds out how hard the other roof was now. Yay.
An owl falling purposely. No. Well, at least I did most of it with the purpose. Oh, don't worry, he can have his bath in a minute. Real Martian.
No bath.
He can have his bath in a minute. Just as soon as we're done with this particular one. We done this one? No, we have. Oh my god, there's still loads on this one. Game, why? Why do you do this? Make sure it's extra soapy and bubbly. I'll get the soap head out. We'll just make sure that we soap him down.
No soap, Bezic.
Where? Oh no. I'm sure this is safe.
Yeah, that'll be fine. It's definitely right for people.
Yeah, sure safe.
Yay for no fall damage.
I think we need the 3-in-1.
Yeah, the 3-in-1.
The 3-in-1. There we go. There we go. That's them clean.
Yay.
Come here, Bezic.
No.
Allow me to
No.
bring your shampoo over here.
Ah. No. Aha. No. Ah.
I now need to wash your shampoo off.
Ah. My shampoo.
I'm thinking this early.
Yeah. No. Let me up the ladder.
I accidentally cleaned the door.
Well done. Yeah. Damn you. Damn you, woman.
I'm not sure how you're flying.
You've actually been... Aha.
Push you on.
No.
Here we go. Bezic has been bathed.
No bath. Bad. Just rude.
Even the puppy's better behaved with the bath. He just looks a bit sad. He's like, how could this happen to me?
Well, maybe Puppy wouldn't need to get bathed so much if he's not turned the litter tray into a sauna.
That was thankfully he's never done that again, but that was something else. Like, he just kind of made it into a bed and breakfast, and I'm like, get in the bath. Get in the bath. Like, not only have you eaten the cat poo, but then you've got in the litter tray and lay down. Get in the bath. And he's gonna be like, why would you do this to me? I'm like, you're the most disgusting creature I've ever met.
Yeah.
I took my eye off you for 2 seconds. And this is how you repay me.
2 seconds too long. Did a poor puppy dog overheat himself the other day and need a bath?
Yeah, because he's a French bulldog. He really does feel the heat. And, like, even inside, because we can't take him out when it's this hot, because he just wouldn't tolerate it. But even inside, with the fan on, like, because he's young and he wants to bounce around, like, he'll start to overheat after about 20 minutes of just playing. And so then it's in the bath you go, you know, a couple inches of water, lie down in there if you want. And so I put him in there, and he's just looking at me like, I can't believe I've been put in the bath.
Poor puppy.
Like, I'm sorry, puppy, but you had to go in the bath because
you need to not die.
Like you were overheating. It does make me feel bad for him, though, because I want him to be able to play a bit more. But unfortunately, like, he just goes a bit mental when he starts playing, and you're like, you're overheating, and I really don't want you to overheat.
It's not great when they overheat.
I don't know, you're going to make the point of, but it's really hot in Australia, and these are, you know, rookie number temperatures. But unfortunately, we don't have any air conditioning.
No.
And so, you know, we get hit with these temperatures where, you know, you might just kind of giggle at these temperatures, like, okay.
I mean, I have been through worse with air conditioning in winter, but okay.
The problem is our houses just, they heat up. They want to keep the heat in because that's what's most handy for us.
Yeah. Well, we've gone over the...
can't get the house to cool down.
We've gone over the differences before on stream, talking about English houses versus Australian houses. And, like, English houses are brick on brick and full of insulation and designed to keep the heat in. Meanwhile, in Australia, we're up on stumps with the floorboards, with only floorboards, but keeping the inside of the house inside, and big steeped roofs designed to suck air through them. Yeah, it makes a difference.
It makes a massive difference. And, you know, it's only like 3 or 4 days a year here where we're like, oh my god, I think I'm going to melt. But those 3 or 4 days are absolute torture because your house is keeping that heat in.
Well, don't forget there was that psychotic journalist who says that the English shouldn't have air conditioners.
Yeah, I remember that. And I'm like, you can go fuck yourself. How about that? You don't have to have an air conditioner.
I bet she was writing it from her fully centralized aircon department complex.
Yes, but peasants, you don't need an air conditioner.
Yeah. Where's the concern for Grandma in the heat, huh? I thought saving Grandma was the most important thing we could do. Well, Grandma needs an aircon.
Grandma needs an aircon.
Because that's what happens in the UK because it's morbidly hilarious over here in Australia when I see the news. Heat wave in England, hundreds dead, 28 degrees. I'm like, it's like, but yeah, it's like shit.
Generally elderly people.
Yeah, extremely elderly
can't
people
cool their
in
houses down.
in English houses that only suck in the heat.
Mm.
But it's a very
Hey,
morbid
Robert.
laugh.
And yeah, I can see where you're coming from, where you're like, that's just a winter's day to me.
Yep.
But they're two very different
Yeah.
building situations, and that's where the problem comes from.
Yeah. A good hobby is standing at the exit to the international airport when the British planes arrive in summer. So coming from British winter on air-conditioned plane, and they actually stop before they even get to the door, because the sliding doors will open, and they'll just stop like 2 or 3 meters before the door when they hit the wall of heat that's just rushed in. Oh dear.
I kind of had that when I went to Texas.
Yeah.
But the thing that kind of really got me when I visited Texas was the warm rain. Like, because rain here ain't warm.
No.
Like, you would not describe the rain as warm.
Yes.
Over here, but like when it rained there, when you had like storms and stuff, like that rain was hot.
Yeah. And now,
And I'm just sitting there like, it's actually like being in the shower.
yep, it's weird, isn't it? 99%. Unfortunately, I believe you need to go do things, Disco, before Grandma Disco comes in and introduces herself to chat.
That would be a bit of a punishment for chat. We can't have very much to do. Let me just check, because she'll have told me if she's landed. She will have told me. I've threatened her presence in X amount of minutes. Okay, she's just embarked the plane.
Just embarked.
Yes, the plane is due to take off in a few minutes, so we might be safe to finish the lesson.
Okay, well, that was another bit. Oh, would you like to load, Mr. Escape Menu? Thank you. One balcony railing, okay.
So Jack can have the end of the level.
Yeah. Help! Keep falling off the damn thing. That did not help. Oh, you placed the slider, didn't you?
Probably.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, there's been a few times where I'm like, how am I so shit at climbing the ladders in this game? Yeah, how do I keep failing at this? And then I'm like, oh, it's not my ladder.
No. What the hell is a Casa Corbel?
Terrace window frame. Okay, done. Terrace wall, done. Anything else from here? Probably. Door. Window.
I can see a couple of dirty things from up here.
Floor. Oh, I saw something.
Well, those flower pots are dirty.
Fountain floor trim. It's always trim.
Damn trims. It's always a dirty trim. When are we giving him a power wash bath?
I mean, we could just dunk him in the sea.
Poor Trim. He does not get along well with the boat. Okay, what part of you is dirty?
He practically lives on a boat.
Well, there was that time he kind of accidentally got a boat dropped on him. That did not go well.
Headbutt the boat, yes.
Still have no idea what a Casa Corbel is.
I guess it's as good as mine.
Well, that's a casa. I know that vaguely means home, So which one of these bits is the corbel? Well, there's a window frame that's sturdy. And apparently a wall and a door.
I'm not sure what a corbel is.
I think it's something decorative, question mark?
It sounds... interesting. That's a corbel.
I'm in the casa, so something here must be a corbel.
Oh, I just saw.
Oh,
Is it
those things. It's these little
things
doobie whackers.
holding-
Yes. You got terrace corbel. Okay, that's one casa corbel. There's another. Casa roof planter. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's dirty inside the edges of this thing. Of course it is.
What
Hidden
is
under the
bottom
plant.
screen? Casa lower walls. Casa porch railing. Casa roof planter.
Aha.
Casa window. Upper casa window ledges. We haven't done any of those.
Huh. Well, there goes the walls. Ah, railing very dirty.
Oh, chat is correct. Kyle does appear to be playing Fallout 76.
Hmm.
Which means when we're done here, I'll probably raid him.
Yeah. Raid the Kyle.
Alright, I've done the window ledges. Clean.
Aha. That's the railing. What next?
Upper staircase.
Courtyard doors as well. Oh, how'd the door not get done?
Upper staircases?
Upper staircases.
Oh,
Ah,
oh, these ones.
they're these things. Is it both
They look
sides?
pretty done. Seems to be. They look pretty
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, it's hiding under the corner.
We've got one.
Hey, there we go. Courtyard pilaster. The frack is a pilaster?
Courtyard vase.
It's this vase here, apparently.
Ornament. Courtyard.
Oh, yeah, because it's dirty inside the top.
Alcove bench.
But what the hell is... There's
Must
a...
be that one.
Oh, yeah, that'd be it. So what's the hell's a pilaster?
Good question.
Oh, it's a fancy word for a bloody column.
Well, just say column. I think that is us.
That is it.
And I'm pretty sure.
And I've got a little time lapse, but does Disco miss out?
I don't think. Yeah, for some reason the time lapses aren't working on these bonus jobs.
That's
So
lame. But hey, at least we got it finished.
we did. Rub says, unsurprising, chat always makes him play bad games. Well, yeah.
Mhm.
And he brings it on himself because he always has a prize.
Yeah. So for the next stream, whenever we get around to that, we've got a whole bunch of stuff here that, if we want to finish some of it
Is
off,
he not
but...
playing today? I don't actually see his stream, otherwise I would rate him.
Oh,
That sucks.
yeah.
The bickering. The bickering bunch. Better than, there we go. I don't know why he just didn't come up. But we found him. We have found him. Scheduled at 9:30 p.m. Kyle, late and gay.
Oh, of course.
Late and gay. That's probably why he didn't come up, because he's come back to scheduled time.
Oh, Kyle.
So be sure to call him both late and gay when you get over there.
20 minutes. Wow.
And Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to wrap up before Nana Disco gets here and starts making
Back, foul demon! Go back to where you came!
So he's fully aware of how to deal with mother-in-laws.
Yes. I'm sure she'll behave herself.
I shall get the holy water.
But yeah, I'm gonna call it there before she makes herself known. So thanks for joining this chat. Please call Kyle both late and gay
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody.
in his race. And have a good night.
Bye-bye, everyone.